Good morning, everyone. You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is Weekend Wake Up. My name is Caitlin Aristizabal, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Leslie Gallagher. Welcome to Weekend Wake Up, my friends. We're going to give you your weekly dose of lifestyle type news, but today is a little bit of a special episode because, as you know, it'll soon be the lovely St. Patty's Day, and I'm Irish, so that makes me pretty happy because it means I get to see my family and eat food. Two amazing things. So yeah, we're actually going to learn a little more about St. Patrick's Day today because I don't think many people, including myself, really know the background of it. So we have a lot of great information for y'all today from our segment hosts, and there's a lot more to it basically.
But we're gonna start with Lauren, who's here to talk about celebrations, and that's exciting.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patty's Day. A little early, but whatever.
A little bit early. Doesn't hurt anybody. But I wanted to talk about the difference in celebrations between Ireland and America because over the years, we've changed it up a little bit in America as we usually do. And I just wanted to start off with a little bit of history, and St. Patrick's Day is an honorary holiday to the Christian St. Patrick who brought Christianity to the people of Ireland. And it's been celebrated since about the 9th or 10th century. Do you guys, yeah, quite a bit of a difference. Do you guys normally celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
I don't.
Yeah, Caitlin unfortunately does not, but that's okay. I mean, I do because I'm part Irish, and honestly, even if we didn't, my mom, who's Italian, loves corned beef and cabbage, so I think we'd celebrate even for that as an excuse. But yeah, we love to, eat cabbage. I don't even like cabbage that much. I only eat it on St. Patrick's Day. But yeah, we get together and have like a nice meal and stuff, and we make that. We don't ever really eat it around any other time of year, which is funny. It's literally only on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I mean, originally there was no celebrations on St. Patrick's Day in Ireland. I mean, it was like a holy day, and if anything, a lot of stuff was prohibited rather than like celebrated, just to like honor him, I guess.
How do you celebrate, Lauren? Real quick.
I don't really celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I mean, I like celebrating stuff just for no reason. So like I'll like buy all the stuff at like Party City and stuff like that. But besides that,
just to be festive and be in the mood, buy all the decorative things.
I mean, at least like you have the green wardrobe for it, so that part's easy for you.
Exactly. It's a holiday for my favorite color. And like a lot of Americans like want to be Irish. Like my dad always like claims that we're Irish, but we seriously are not. Like he just wants to be Irish.
Why? For the holiday?
No, I think he really likes Ireland, and like I think it's like more spicy than like his actual culture, so like he wants to be Irish. So
spicy. Oh, it's actually so fun.
No, but Ireland's beautiful. They have so many different shades of green, because I've heard people say like you didn't even know like that many shades of green were possible until you go to Ireland, and that's so cool. Like that must be so cool to see in person.
I want to go. I mean, I've always wanted to go, but like now I want to go more.
It's so beautiful. And actually, in America was the reason that people started to celebrate, because when people immigrated over here, they wanted a way, because a lot of people immigrated, but then a lot of people didn't want to immigrate, but they had to because of the potato famine. So they wanted to celebrate their native country and who they were, since they were forced to leave. So that's the reason why the holiday became more about being Irish than St. Patrick himself.
Yeah.
And actually the first St. Patrick's parade was not even in Ireland, but America.
That's so weird how like America just completely kind of changed the whole idea behind it. Like I didn't even realize that.
I guess our culture combined with theirs made it more celebratory. I mean, maybe Americans just like an excuse to celebrate things, or I don't know, maybe they
I
just
think Americans do like an excuse to celebrate things, just always.
kind of the vibe I get, you know? Just
Yeah.
and especially like the first parade was like literally in America when it's I mean, it makes sense. Like there was a lot of Irish immigrants, you know, so that makes sense that a lot of them did come here. But I don't know, the fact that they weren't really into celebrating it, it was more of a holy day. It was like looked at very different when they were
Yeah,
there versus when they came here.
it was actually like such a stark contrast for so long, like between Ireland and America, until actually the television was invented. And then when the people in Ireland saw like how much fun the Americans were having and like how big their celebrations were, then they actually started to make it less of like a holy day in Ireland and had some more celebrations to it.
Wow. That's so funny how like that technology like connected them in a way. Like they
Yeah, like
wouldn't have
they,
known that otherwise, you know? That's crazy.
yeah.
That's so cool.
Have
Wow.
you guys ever heard of getting pinched for not wearing green on St. Patrick's Day?
Yes.
I
And
forgot that was a thing.
yeah, I remember people said that in like middle school or elementary school. I haven't heard that in
Yeah,
a really long time.
I
No,
definitely
I
heard that in like
really
elementary
haven't
school.
heard that in a very, very long time. That's so interesting.
Kaylin, I don't see you wearing green there. I mean, just for
No.
reference for people watching this on YouTube, I am wearing green. It's just a very dark green, but Caitlin is straight up wearing black. So I'll do it.
I did not. I couldn't find anything green, and like I just went to black because I was like, I don't know what a good alternative to green is, so I'm putting on the
I
black shirt because it's just simple.
it's
But
just
like to be
neutral.
fair, I feel like every themed episode we've had, I struggle to find like colors to match. Like Valentine's Day, I don't even think I wore like something red or pink. It's so bad. I don't have colors in my wardrobe.
You need more rainbow in your life,
I do.
Caitlin.
I'm sorry, I cut Lauren off before.
No, no, no. Actually, it leads perfectly into my next thing is that like the getting pinched for not wearing green is like so extra because in Ireland they don't do all this like wearing green stuff because the
They're
color
used to the color
green.
green though. There's just
What'd you say?
they're probably used to the color green. Like they're because there's
That's
so much
true.
greenery around. Like why would you wear green when everything around you is green? I don't know. Is that stupid?
So I'm sorry.
No, that's
Laughing
true.
because that's just a funny thought. Like, I mean, you're probably not wrong. There's so much green. Why would they wear it?
In their flag, you know, it's like green, white, and orange.
Yeah.
The green, so like they had, I don't, I don't know if you guys are like, I don't know if this is just like basic history or what, but they had like that civil war in Ireland, between the Catholics and the Protestants. So the green actually represents the Catholics, and the orange represents the Protestants, and the white represents the peace between the two.
Whoa.
I know, I
That's
had no idea.
I didn't know that either, but history of flags are interesting. That's cool.
That's actually really wholesome. You know, I think I'd heard of that before, but you just saying it now definitely like remind me of that. I knew that it had something to do with religion, but I couldn't remember why. But wow, the white being the peace, that's so sweet.
It's so cute. And I didn't know that like flags, I guess that's just dumb of me, but like I didn't think that all of these flags had like history behind them, and now I want to know like the reason behind like every
Yeah.
flag.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I thought that too when you said that. I was like, whoa, I wonder if everybody else has it. I mean, they probably do have a story behind it. I just no.
Do
Yeah, I
you
think
guys
there's like every flag has like different colors and I don't know shapes. So yeah, there's probably like a big history behind all of them. Now that I think about it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, because ours does. I don't know. That's so selfish of me to not think that everybody else did.
Probably
But
very
do you guys
American of us.
do you guys plan to celebrate during the pandemic this year in any way?
Safely, yeah, I'd like to see my family and get tested negative first and like be really safe before I see them because I am currently at school.
Yeah.
But I do plan to see them eat corned beef and cabbage and eat Irish soda bread and yeah, maybe eat some green food. Can I just tell a story really quick? I remember one
Sure.
my dad, who's the Irish, parent in my family. We're Irish Scottish, but he one time on St. Patrick's Day, he made like vanilla cake with vanilla icing, but he dyed it all green. And I was like a little kid, so I refused to eat it because I thought it was like really gross that it was like bright green. And he was like so sad. But it was like this bright green cake. I think I ended up eating it eventually. It tasted good. I mean, it was vanilla, but it's a very American thing to do.
That's so cute that he did that though.
It was cute.
He's so into it.
Especially, you know, my dad, he's not like really the baking type like at all. So like at a young age, I didn't like see the meaning in all of that, but now I appreciate
Come on, Leslie.
his green cake. I was just freaked out, man. It was like bright green, and I was like, "You want me to eat this? Like that looks scary. That doesn't look like food." But now I definitely eat it.
That's so funny. Kids have interesting little fears. Anyway, I honestly didn't realize how close St. Patrick's Day was until Leslie said it, like when we were planning for the episode, and I was like, wait, that's like happening already? And that's just kind of freaky time-wise. But are there any, like, I know really quickly, is there anything happening for St. Patrick's Day?
The New York City St. Patrick's Day parade will actually be available to stream, and a bunch of Irish bands also are going to stream like some concerts that day. If anybody needed some pandemic safe celebrating.
Wait, that's actually so cool that they're streaming it. Now I might watch that. That sounds so cute.
Well, that was awesome information as always. Thank you, Lauren. We love having you on.
Yes, and to get an even bit of more depth into why St. Patrick's Day is St. Patrick's Day and who is St. Patrick, we brought Issa on. She did a little bit of research and she figured out the story of St. Patrick and who he is. So take it away, Issa.
Hello, guys. Well, first of all, I hope that all of you will have a happy St. Patrick's Day, no matter how you guys will celebrate. I hope you enjoy. And today, yes, as you mentioned, I want to get into depth a little more about who St. Patrick was, what did he do, and what makes him so important in Irish history. First, I would like to ask, when you hear about St. Patrick or when you hear his name being mentioned, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
He's a saint, but I don't know like specifically why. Yeah.
Honestly, like it's gonna sound bad, but like nothing. Like kind of think of like my first thought was just like not like St. Patrick is a leprechaun, but like just hearing St. Patrick's Day, I think of leprechauns and like a little pot of gold. And I don't even that's what I think of, I guess. That's all that's going on up here.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's funny because a lot of these superstitions actually come from Celtic and Irish folklore, which surprisingly don't have much to do with St. Patrick, but just more their original culture itself. Now to get a little bit more into depth, St. Patrick is the patron saint and guardian of Ireland under the Christian faith. He was actually born in Roman Britain back in the 4th century, so he's not even Irish at all. What makes him Irish was that he was kidnapped by Irish raiders at the age of 16 and sold as a slave in Ireland.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Got a dark past there, Patty.
Oh, a drastic start.
We're like getting right into it.
That's good. That's good. Wait, what?
Yeah, right? Like, what is going on? Why him?
Oh, well,
why? Or they were just like kidnapping people like for fun? Like,
I mean, especially in history when raidings were popular by like invasive cultures, by German tribes, by Vikings, by different, I would say, more nomadic groups. So they would move around a lot and they were very strong and they were very battle oriented. So whenever there was like a small village, like they would just raid it, loot it, like take all they wanted from there, and they would take a lot of slaves and they would sell slaves. That was one of their primary, I would say, sources of income.
That makes sense. Yeah, it was a really different time because when you say kidnap, I was like, that's like really like, I mean, it's dramatic no matter what era it's in, but it was a really different time. So I guess that kind of, not like it makes sense, but like it kind of does make sense. Like, I don't know. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense?
It makes sense.
I don't know. It was just a different time. So, I mean, not that that's okay to, kidnap somebody, but I do remember learning about that in history class, how that was like more common with those groups because that's how they survived.
Yeah, exactly. But what turns it to make it more of like a Catholic-oriented holiday was that during his time in Ireland, St. Patrick would serve as a herdsman. He would take care of sheep, he would take care of goats, and of animals on like almost like farms back then. And it was a lot of hard labor because he had to feed them, he had to tend to them, he had to make sure they wouldn't run away, and he would serve like a richer family. And during that time, yeah, it was a lot of hard labor. It was like very long days, little food. He couldn't see his family. And during this time of despair, he turned to his faith. He turned to his Catholic faith to give him hope. So what happened after 6 years of being a slave, he had a dream that he has the ability to return back to his family, just he's gonna have to try really hard, and God, in a way, under the Christian faith, God will be on his side. So he took a risk and he ran away from his owners. And it was a very long, yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a very long and complex journey. And he almost starved to death, and he was almost caught again and resold back to his original owner. But eventually, after I believe it took him about a year to get back to Britain, and he was actually reunited with his family.
Wow. Whoa,
Wow.
that's amazing. I love that. How his faith, almost like got him home, if that makes sense. Like that hope. I'm not super religious myself, but that's still like very like sweet, and I don't know, gives me hope, if that makes sense. Like, believing in something, and just even if it's just believing in yourself, that can get you to where you need to be. That's awesome. I don't know.
Yeah, it is very interesting, and it's very inspiring to listen to that even outside of the Christian aspect, just the story itself, a lot of people don't know this about St. Patrick, that he was not only just born in Britain, but he came to Ireland first as a slave in his younger years.
Yeah, that's
I had
crazy.
no idea.
People don't really talk about the whole backstory, and just to think that he went through all that before he became like what we know St. Patrick as. Like, that's crazy.
But the good thing is that the story doesn't necessarily stop there. What happened after St. Patrick has been in Britain for a long time, he went to a monastery, he learned more about his faith, he began to read the Bible, and he had more dreams about him spreading this faith and this hope back to Ireland. And even though he did have this dark, traumatic past with going to Ireland, he eventually took up the voyage, and he came back and he began to spread the Christian faith. And he lived a long and powerful, meaningful life where he gave a lot of examples to the people who back then were pagan and Celtic and believed in smaller deities, gods, and certain rituals of nature as opposed to an organized religion. And they said about at the time of his death, he opened about over 500 monasteries, churches, and schools, spreading the faith and really establishing the Catholic faith in Ireland.
Wow. I find it interesting that he went back to Ireland, and he went back to make it better and give more hope. But I feel like that sounds a little scary to like go back to that place, if that makes sense. If there was like, that was like where saying, bad things happen, but that's really brave of him to go back.
Yeah.
And now there's a whole holiday dedicated to him, so I guess it worked out for him.
Yeah, I mean, it did work out. It's always interesting to me to hear, like, this is just random really quickly, but like when people use dreams as a way to like get things, I guess, like, I don't know, it's just interesting in history. I feel like a lot of people are always like, I had a dream about this, so I'm gonna go and do it, and that's just so interesting to me. Like, what if people lie just to get something they want about a dream? Like, do you ever
that's
think about
true.
that?
Or maybe just their subconscious like telling them
Maybe
something.
they actually have
I don't know. I think there's a lot of power in dreams.
I would have to agree because they say that through our dreams, we often get messages from our subconscious mind, and they say our subconscious mind is more powerful than what we usually use, which is our conscious mind. And it could be like a higher wisdom, higher power. And I feel as long as like if you have this dream, this vision, this goal in mind that is led by what you consider a higher power and it's for the greater good, I mean, I feel it's something good to pursue, and it's not something that we should be scared of. So that would be my takeaway from this lesson.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And also, one last thing I wanted to share, last but not least, it's very popular to hear about the four-leaf clover or the shamrocks during this time. Now, the shamrock itself is associated, yeah, exactly. I see your background, Leslie. Beautiful. Yeah, if you guys are not on YouTube, then Leslie has a wonderful green background with shamrocks. And why are they so significant was that apparently St. Patrick used shamrocks to explain the Holy Trinity to the pagan and the Celtic people of Ireland at the time. He would show them that it's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and they work as a three in unity, and without them there would be no, in a way, beautiful creation, which he explained as the shamrock. So it has this deeper symbolism in the Catholic faith, which is interesting.
That's so interesting. Leslie and I were literally mind blown when you said that, and it makes perfect sense. But the fact that I never associated it with the Holy Trinity is kind of funny, because people always associate like three-leaf clover with like good luck, right? Isn't that the whole thing?
Four-leaf clovers are supposed to be luck.
Yeah, I know.
I guess because like there's an extra one, and I don't know how that ties in with the whole.
It's more that four-leaf clovers are rare. That's where they're considered lucky. Just like they say shooting stars, because it's very rare to find. But yeah, if you do guys find a four-leaf clover, I recommend you to make a wish, feel lucky, because they're quite rare.
Yeah, I've never actually found one. Have you ever found one, Isa?
In my lifetime, I believe I found like 10.
What?
Yeah, I'll show you. I have.
I've never found one. What?
If we ever meet in person, in my phone case, I have a little preserved four-leaf clover that I found back in Poland. So I'll be sure to show you guys, because I know they definitely exist.
That's so beautiful.
I love how you kept it. That's adorable. Oh my god.
It's always good to keep like little memories like that, because for a long time when I was younger, I thought they weren't real. I thought it was something like unicorn that someone made it up because they just didn't exist, and apparently they give you wishes or they give you good luck.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, it's like a thing where it's like I still haven't seen one, and like I know that they're real because like they have to be, right? I mean, like you said, you found one, but it's also like I haven't really seen one, so like I'm still like waiting to like see one in real life. You know, like a believe it when you see it thing. You know.
Oh, when there's a will, there's a way. You will eventually find it, Leslie. Don't worry.
I can see now. I'm like feeling really determined to find one, because you have 10 and I'm like really behind. You know, I've got 0. So, anyways, thank you, Isa. And just a reminder, if you are just tuning in or just waking up, you're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is We Can Wake Up, where we give you all the lifestyle news you need for the week, and it's our special St. Patty's Day episode. And again, just a reminder, my name is Leslie Gallagher, and I'm with my co-host,
Caitlin Aristizabal.
Wow, look how smooth that was. I feel like that I was talking so fast there, but it's
no, it sounded very professional. I'm proud of you.
Woohoo! Moving up in the radio world.
You know, I just thought about this before when Isa started talking, and it reminded me, but can we just take a minute to just highlight the fact that my first name is extremely Irish, and I'm not Irish at all. Nobody in my family is Irish.
That's funny.
Wait, I don't celebrate
Caitlin's an Irish name? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Caitlin's an Irish name.
Well, my last name's Irish. Does that count?
Yeah.
I think Leslie
don't celebrate it either, but my name is very Irish.
I didn't even know Caitlin was an Irish name.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Is it also, like, it's gonna sound silly, is the way you spell it the Irish way?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. I should double check, but I'm pretty sure that it is like Does anybody in the background want to just look that up for me real quick? No, I'm pretty sure it's like, I know that the way I spell my name is the original way, so I'm pretty sure it's the Irish way. But yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. See, my first name is Scottish. My last name is Irish. And that sums me up pretty well. I do have an Italian side, but again, with how pale I am, you would never know. So
that's interesting. Yeah, my first name's Irish. My last name is Hispanic. I think it's Spain, rooted in Spanish roots probably. But yeah.
Look at that.
Said that is the Irish spelling of it. Yeah, I was pretty sure, but I didn't want to, just go out and say that. But yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway.
Oh, confirmed by our line producer, Kyle Papitone. Pepton? Oh my god, I don't even know if I'm saying your name right. I'm sorry, Kyle. Caitlin's name is the Irish spelling, confirmed by the internet. So it's apparently the Irish version of the old French name Cataline or Caitlin, or just Caitlin spelled slightly different. So yeah, it's the Irish.
Irish. I've had people think I was Irish, and I'm like, oh,
it's
funny. The name,
but your last name is like so.
Yeah, my first and my last name are like complete like opposite. They're so different.
Yeah, that's why it's so funny too. And that's our impromptu segment of what does my name mean?
Yeah. Let's talk about food though. I know you're excited to talk about food.
Yes, not only is it like morning and I'm like straight up hungry, but also I really like the food for St. Patrick's Day. And I know, Caitlin, you're not really big into celebrating it, but like my family always eats the food, like the traditional, I guess, Irish, or not even Irish, but like St. Patrick's Day food, because as it turns out, a lot of Americans do eat corned beef and cabbage, but it's actually more of an American thing. It's not something that, Irish folk eat on St. Patrick's Day in their own land. It's something that was created that when a bunch, of Irish immigration happened in the US, because they were looking for something a little bit cheaper that they could afford. And they used to eat boiled bacon in Ireland, but they couldn't afford that when they came to America. So I think they used to have more like bacon and cabbage, back in the olden days. And so I think they found out that corned beef was like similar, but like way cheaper. And so that was a lot easier for them to do. And it's still something that we eat today.
And it's still something that's not expensive. So that is interesting. Yeah. That probably was why. Wait, but something on this article from Curious Cuisinier.com, I thought it was Cole. I don't know how to say any of this stuff. Cole Cannon. What is that? I don't know. I was reading the article, and it's like mashed potatoes, and it looks really good. It looks like where you're at. And it has like, I guess, an Irish. It's Irish, but it's
Cole Cannon.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know what word you were looking at for a second. Okay.
Yeah, it's potatoes with cabbage, and but it looks, I don't even see the cabbage. It just looks like creamy mashed potatoes. Like, I would eat that. That looks good. I'm kind of curious. I want to try that.
It honestly looks delicious, that dish. It's basically for, we're both looking at this picture, but basically it does look like creamy mashed potatoes with some greens in it. And I guess that's cabbage, but it doesn't really even look like cabbage to me. It more looks like spinach, but it looks good. Yeah. And also something good on this list was potato pancakes, which they call boxty, which is another traditional Irish food. And imagine you could eat pancakes for dinner, but they're potato pancakes. Those look delicious to me, and maybe it's just because I love potatoes. I mean, I'm a little biased there, but those look great.
Yeah, I think it's funny because I don't really celebrate, but my mom loves potato pancakes and also Irish soda bread. She loves those things, but even though I don't celebrate,
it's funny because corned beef and cabbage is American and not something they really eat in Ireland, but something that America and Ireland do have in common is we both eat Irish soda bread, and I'm sure more people in Ireland like make it at home, whereas probably people in America more like buy from like the supermarket. But honestly, I've had it from the supermarket and it's good. I think I've had homemade versions too. It's just a great pastry. And like we were talking about before the show, our own segment host, Allie, Leach, who you'll see later, she was like, it's not even bread. It's more like a pastry. It's not like that soft bread. If you've never had Irish soda bread, it's just like a sweet pastry. It's fantastic. I'm just like over here like fangirling over Irish soda bread because it's one of my probably my favorite things to eat. Have you ever had any like Irish food, Caitlin, like fish and chips, shepherd's pie, any of that?
Nope. No. But my mom likes fish and chips. I've never had it, and I've never had shepherd's pie or like anything. Yeah.
Any chicken pot pie?
No, that was the other thing I was gonna say. I was gonna say there's another like pie thing I haven't had either.
Chicken pot pie is fantastic.
I know. I need to try new things.
It's basically like you get all your vegetables, right? And then there's also like this other filling in it that tastes really good. And then it's all in a pie. You know, my sister once made like, or I think my mom actually, she made like a bunch of like little little chicken pot pies. We all had like our own. It was really cute.
Yeah.
Pie for dinner. Pie and pancakes for dinner if you're Irish.
That sounds awesome.
They're
So that
savory.
was us talking about some food, which I think was very exciting. But we do have Camilla here to talk about some fun superstitions and just Irish culture a little bit. So
Yeah, what I was actually going to say is not only Irish culture, but and not only are these superstitions fun, but they can be a little bit spooky as well. As you guys know, St. Patrick's Day. What do you guys think of when you think of St. Patrick's Day? And like, you know, you think of like shamrocks, four-leaf clovers. You would usually think it's like a day of luck, right?
I guess so. I guess I associate it with luck for sure.
I'm just wondering because I know many different people, they think of St. Patrick's Day and they think that it's like, you know, the first thing that comes to your mind is green, wealth,
Yeah.
like this idea of gold and such. And I was actually wondering, do you guys know of any like American, I guess, since we're in America at the moment and we're going to be overviewing the Irish culture, which is very interesting. But I was wondering, do you guys know any like, I guess like American little traditions or like things like, what do you guys usually do on St. Patrick's Day? Like in terms of, I'm not asking celebration wise, like, are there any little, I guess, things that you guys do for luck or like specifically on that day?
I guess I'm not very superstitious because honestly, nothing really comes to mind. I don't do anything for luck. Although what you were saying before did remind me of like, you know how like the leprechauns have like their little pot of gold that makes the rainbow. I've heard that like if you see like a double rainbow, that's good luck. Not that that's super related to, you know, St. Patrick's Day, but what you said reminded me of that rainbows can be lucky.
I forgot people believe in that. Like I remember like things like that from elementary school, and you know, you had all the little like cute superstitions and good luck things, but honestly middle and high school I forgot that stuff existed. So you said that and it was just like a flash, like a memory in my head. But I was thinking of Lucky Charms because you said rainbows, and yeah, that's all. My brain.
No, it's okay. I don't blame you. No, but it's very cute that you guys said that. We're actually gonna get into leprechauns in a bit, but the reason why I'm going over this idea of luck and how we view it in America is because St. Patrick's Day, it's a very, as you guys see, cultural holiday, especially in Ireland. It did have like faith-based roots, but it was also based upon, you know, the idea of culture and celebrating Ireland and its traditions in America. But what's actually interesting, as my sister said earlier in the show, Ireland was a pagan-based it was a pagan-based country in the sense that they had a lot of different, I guess, beliefs that would support and they would the people would worship basically like deities, whether it was nature, whether it was like a certain god, and they would give like oath to them. And based upon that, there are many little, I guess, traditions that came through the Irish culture and actually intertwined with the Catholic side and I guess the more faith-based side of the Catholic culture, no, not only Catholic, Christian culture in general that we know today. And here are some very interesting little superstitions that the Irish still follow to this day. So specifically on St. Patrick's Day, it is said that if you put cinnamon sticks in your wallet, you will attract wealth and good luck.
Oh, I never heard of that. What?
Yes. Well, specifically more like wealth. Why? I do not know, but I'm guessing it is because cinnamon was more of a rare, you know, it's a spice and it was kind of rare back then, especially since Ireland and, you know, the UK in general, like those countries are on an island. Therefore, you know, spices like that, like they are more of a rarity. So that's my thinking. But isn't it interesting? You could get you can maybe find like money, or you'll get like a good amount of money just because if you put cinnamon sticks. And mind you, it's cinnamon sticks, not like, you know, sprinkled cinnamon. You don't want to
Like
get your
actual
wallet.
physical sticks of cinnamon.
Yes, sticks.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I know, it's interesting. Another interesting thing with money is feeling itching on your left hand specifically. If you feel itching on St. Patrick's Day, if you feel itching on your left hand, I don't know, is it like the finger? I don't know, is it like the palm? I never had an itchy hand, so I don't know how does it feel like, but apparently you're attracting money your way. Money or good luck in general.
Oh, that's so funny. I don't know. Maybe these superstitions sound a little silly to me because I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think they're real, but it's also still kind of fun to just be like, oh, you have an itch in your left hand. You're gonna be rich soon. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's to just in case have your eye out in general. I guess,
and they
like,
do
you
come
know,
from
like,
a place of like history and culture too, like the cinnamon sticks, like that comes from somewhere. You know, superstitions are different nowadays, I guess, but it's still cute, you know?
yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. I know exactly what you mean. That it's like you don't really like believe it, but then again, it's good to, you know, it's good to follow along, like just in case. You never know
Just
if you
in
get some
case.
extra good luck or ward off like any bad luck. And actually, speaking of that, one of the most prominent things of the celebration, I guess, and traditions of St. Patrick's Day is finding four-leaf clovers and clovers in general. Now, I believe we overviewed an interesting aspect, how the three-leaf clover is supposed to represent the Holy Trinity of Christianity.
Mhm.
However, the four-leaf clover, on the other hand, specifically in Ireland, was known as a good luck charm. It was known to ward off bad luck or bad spirits and bring and attract good luck. So not only does it protect you from bad things, but it gives you good things. So it's like a magnet and shield in one. And the reason why is because they were very rare and they were known as like moments. I don't want to say moments, but like little special aspects of nature, or like the deities that the pagan people would worship back then. And they were known as these like little rarities. So if you find them, like, you know, it was like created most likely by some kind of a deity or some kind of like a little fairy. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I guess a lot of fairies have been around your sister because she literally has. Have you ever found one yourself? You know, whether it was in Poland or America?
oddly enough, in Poland, I have found many, but really, I haven't found as much as my sister. My sister found like 10. I don't know where was she looking, but I have found a fair amount in Poland. In America here, not as much, but I found like one or two.
Maybe
But
it's not
not
as like green here or something. Like, I don't know. We don't have that Irish spirit as much here. I guess in Poland it's a little closer. I don't know.
no, I don't know what it is. It can be the superstition. It can be the energy, I guess, from Poland, and not Poland, from Ireland, and, you know, the good luck around in general. And something interesting, since we're talking about, you know, good luck, bad luck, we often hear of the common superstition, especially around Halloween. It's a shame that we don't talk about it around this time specifically, because it actually was derived from this time, a black cat crossing your path. That was an Irish superstition specifically that came out around the celebration, I guess, of this holiday. And it was very popular in the Irish culture. So once again, Ireland was pagan. And the pagan belief also supports like the belief of witches and spirits. And they often were, I don't know how to say this, but they were connected to like dark animals, like whether they were black cats or dogs. And for some reason, cats stuck around more, I'm guessing. But apparently, the belief of a black cat crossing your path being bad luck came from the Irish culture and those pagan beliefs. The reason why it would cross your path and that being a bad luck, I couldn't find any correlation there. But it would basically mean that something small, there was going to be some kind of a small, like, little thing that will piss you off that day, that it wasn't basically going to be like, oh my gosh, you're gonna die in a year. It's not that type of bad luck, but it was more of the idea that like, oh dear, something might not go your way because there was like a presence of an evil spirit, and apparently the Irish way of warding that bad luck off was to create a triangle with your fingers and to spit in the direction where that cat came from.
What? That is so wacky.
Why? How did that ward off the spirit? I don't know. Why like would people do that? I guess I don't know. I don't know if it offends the spirit. I don't know if it had something to do with the Christian faith, but that's an interesting little aspect. So I just wanted to share that. And I was wondering if you guys ever like, what was your thoughts regarding specifically like black cats crossing your path, and if you ever heard of it being an Irish like superstition?
I was gonna say it's pretty surprising to me that it's an Irish thing. I thought that was, I don't know, I guess I thought that was like an American thing. I don't know. I knew it was like related to like witches with witchcraft and stuff like that, but I didn't know it came from like an Irish superstition. That's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people always associate it with Halloween. Like that's the only time you ever hear about black cats. I don't know if I never even personally ever associated black cats with bad luck. Well, I feel like I don't see them that often, but I just love cats. So if I saw a cat, I'd be like, oh, a cat. Like I wouldn't think bad luck. That would not be my first thought.
Honestly, same. I'm just like, oh, black cat's crossing my path. Look how cute. Like,
Exactly. I'd be how cute. Exactly.
As far as it goes. Well, anyways, thank you, Camilla, for your superstitions. I guess I'll be putting cinnamon sticks in my personal St. Patrick's Day, just in case. Why not? But anyways, up next we've got some discussion with Allie, and she's got some little Irish theme or St. Patrick's Day themed films for us to take a look at, starting with one of my childhood nostalgia favorites. Take it away, Allie.
Hello, happy St. Patty's Day. So the first thing I want to talk about is we're going to throw it back. A lot of people's favorite Disney Channel original movie, The Luck of the Irish.
Yes.
Have you guys seen it?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
not, I would say it's like my favorite like Disney Channel original movie, but it's definitely like one I remember that was really funny.
I loved it. It's if you haven't seen it, it's about this like high school basketball player named Kyle, and he is actually part leprechaun, but he doesn't know that until he loses like this lucky charm that he has to like play the games. But he needs to like get it back, so he like discovers like his mom like kind of comes out, and he realizes that his mom was a leprechaun, and then he realizes that he's a leprechaun too, so he needs to like get his coin back from the evil leprechaun that stole the coin, and it's like very interesting.
Oh, I feel like I've heard about this. Now that you said that, that all sounds very familiar, but I don't remember watching it. But it sounds so familiar.
Yeah, it's really funny. I liked it. If you what really like made me remember it was the poster. If you remember the poster, it's like the Disney Channel poster where it's like the one really, really tall basketball player with like the really, really short one next to it. And I don't know, that poster stood out to me, and it like lives in my head rent free for no reason. So yeah. So the next film that I chose to talk about was called Waking Ned Devine, and it is a 1998 comedy directed by Kirk Jones, who is actually a British director, but it's still, the movie's based in Ireland. And it's about two elderly best friends named Jackie and Michael, and they hear that someone in their little Irish village won the Irish lottery, and they went to go find out who the winner was. They found out that the winner was actually deceased, so they didn't want the money to go to waste. So they kind of lead a plot with the little village to kind of find a way to get the money for the village, and it's very funny. And they kind of just band together and have someone pose as the deceased person to claim the money, and it's really funny. And
whoa,
I don't know, it's a fun Irish film you could watch this St. Patrick's Day if you're looking for something that's not really St. Paddy's Day themed, but is still Irish.
Irish themed. It is an Irish film, so yeah.
It is very good. I gave that film 4 out of 5 Lucky Charms.
4 out of 5. Not quite as good as, Disney's Luck of the Irish, but still up there.
Not as good as Luck of the Irish. That gets 5 out of 5 Lucky Charms, or she gets 6 out of 5, in my opinion. If you can't tell, it's my favorite film that I'm talking about today.
Any other films you wanted to talk about, Allie?
Yeah, the next one I was going to talk about today is another one that I really like. I think everyone should watch this one, in my opinion. If there's one that everyone should really try to watch today, it's Song of the Sea. It came out in 2014 from Irish director Tom Moore. It is an animated fantasy film, and it follows the story of a 10-year-old Irish boy named Ben. And he discovers that his sister, who is mute, who's named Saoirse, I hope I got that right.
Saoirse.
What?
Saoirse. That's how you say that name.
Okay, Saoirse. I'm not good with names.
I think it's a Gaelic name, and Gaelic words are so hard to say. So that's
Saoirse. So he actually he was blaming his sister for the death of his mother, but he realizes that his sister is actually a Selkie, who is a Selkie it means sea folk in Gaelic, and it's a mythological being capable of changing from seal to human form by shedding their skin. And this myth originates from northern Scotland. And so the story goes that this boy's sister has to free fairy creatures from the Celtic goddess named Macha, and she basically does that with her Selkie powers. And it's kind of really cool.
And I'm sorry, I'm still on this whole they shed their skin to become human. Like, wait, what? Like, we go back to that? That's crazy.
Yeah, there's this myth from northern Scotland, and it's that there are these Selkies, and the word originates from the meaning for sea folk, and they're these mythological beings, and they just kind of can transform from seal to human. And yeah, I've never heard of this. I thought it was really cool. It's a little myth, or a folk tale, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, I've heard the word Selkie, but I never looked into what that meant.
Mm-hmm.
I never looked up the meaning of it, but now I know. It's just so weird to shed your skin. It reminds me of snakes. I guess that's why it's freaking me out, because I hate snakes. But just imagine, I can't. Okay. Anyways, continue, Allie.
Yeah, no, that is actually, I thought that was really cool, because I've never heard of Selkies until I watched this movie, and it was cool because I got to learn a little bit about a new kind of, I guess, folklore or myth, kind of not really necessary from the Irish culture, but very closely connected to the Irish culture. And it was very interesting because, I don't know, I love the film. It was so cutely animated, and the way that they animated it, the illustrators, I don't know how to describe it, but it wasn't it was just really cute, the animations. That's just the best way I could describe it. I'm not an animator, so.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. A lot of animations they make, especially nowadays, are absolutely adorable, the way they do them. And I have a question, is this film also Irish, or this is American?
Yes, this film is Irish. It came out, I think they have there's an Irish version, and then there's an English version, but it was directed by Tom Moore, who's Irish, and it is labeled on websites as Irish. So yeah, I think that of these, my favorite is my personal favorite is Luck of the Irish. But the one that I recommend everyone, if you were to watch one of these films, watch Song of the Sea, please. It is I'm obsessed with it.
I guess I have a new film to watch. I feel that happens every week whenever you come on and you recommend films that are coming out. I'm just well, cool, now I have something to watch if I need to. Song of the Sea, yeah, I think I'll probably check that out. I do like animations.
Yeah, and I really liked. Sorry, you can go.
I was just gonna ask Caitlin, out of these three, which one intrigues you the most?
Well, I really want to watch Luck of the Irish, but I mean they all sound very intriguing. Like I'm very interested. And what I was going to say before she was like Leslie and I, we should have a St. Patrick's movie night because I've never seen any of these movies, so it just sounds fun and also festive. So
we should because we were supposed to have a movie night during the holidays last year and we kind of forgot. So now we should just make up for it and watch some Irish movies.
That honestly sounds like a great idea.
And Luck of the Irish is honestly so nostalgic for me. It actually came out the year, I mean, I don't know what year you guys were born. I was born 2001, and that's apparently when Luck of the Irish came out. But I still remember it, and I think they played it for like years after, because I remember watching that when I was like 8 or something. So they played that for a long time on Disney Channel.
I think it still gets played now. I could be wrong, but it's definitely it's definitely on Disney's streaming service.
Yeah.
So
we're watching that. I want to see
what I'm doing later today or this week. Well, anyways, thank you, Allie. And speaking of, Irish media, Irish film, we're gonna jump into some Irish music with Jake here. And he's right on time.
Leslie and Caitlin, happy St. Patrick's Day. I just wanted to say, Luck of the Irish came out in 2001.
Yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
didn't know that until she,
because I totally remember seeing that show, and I thought it was premiering. Like, I feel like the way it was marketed to me made it feel like it was premiering. I feel a little gypped. I thought I was seeing something new.
Honestly, same. I remember watching it around like 8 or 10 years old, like years after it had come out, and I thought it was like a new movie.
Yeah, wait, when you said 2001, I was like, wait a second, was I like 8 years old in 2001? Like that doesn't seem right.
That doesn't seem right. Not at all.
I was born in 2000. Okay. So I have some very cool Irish bands to talk about, but first I'm going to talk about, the music news, what's coming out. So Drake, the huge rapper from like 2016, put out a new single, What's Next. It's kind of like an EP of like 3 songs called, I forget what it's called. Wait, it's called Scary Hours 2. That's what the EP calls. There's other songs on it. I didn't listen to them because
I listened to them. Honestly, I just compared to other Drake songs, I feel like they didn't hit as hard.
Yeah, especially I just listened to What's Next, and I thought that song was just like it was so underwhelming. Like, and also like I don't know, like the production is just so like I guess he kind of goes for like a minimalist look, but like there is so little to the song. Like it's just like this nice, like it's like a cool synth part and like just a beat, and then there's just nothing else.
Is it like minimalist but like too minimal? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like I don't know, it doesn't serve anything. Like I don't know, like it's not like when I think minimalist, it's like, okay, maybe there's just a small part, but that part is all you need, that part is enough,
right?
And it's like, this isn't enough. Yeah, that didn't work. But I don't know, we'll see definitely where he goes from here, but that's not the biggest highlight of his career for me. Another pretty big release we saw this week was Bruno Mars with a I pronounced the word collab with Anderson .Paak. It's like a new band, I guess, called Silk Sonic, and he released this song,
Leave the Door Open. I'm so excited.
Leave the Door Open. It's really good. Like I was just listening to it now, and like I think the first time I was like, oh, this is nice, but like I don't know, especially for like a mainstream pop song, like this is pretty cool. Like
guys, Bruno Mars is back. He always goes on his 2-year hiatus, and then he comes back with some new.
Has it been a year? It really has felt like a while since he's been in like.
It's been a while.
Wow, 24 Karat Magic came out in 2016.
Yeah,
that is really shocking to me.
I did not realize that
he always does this though. Like if you look at his album, there's always like a couple year breaks in between them. And I'm certain though,
2012.
Like
wow, you're totally right.
It already has 19 million streams.
Yeah,
I guess people really missed him.
It's a good song. You should listen to it, Leslie. I like it. I like the vibes of it. I feel like it's kind of catchy. Like I caught myself singing it.
Oh, definitely. And I feel like it's stylistically very like it goes in a lot of different places, but it's not like, it never feels jarring. I don't know if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another cool thing that I was pretty excited about this week was that Phoebe Bridgers released a slow version of her song Kyoto for like a Spotify like presents thing. Like, I don't know, just something for Spotify. But yeah, it's really cool. It's a really cool rendition of the song. I didn't think it'd work as well slowed down, but I really liked it.
What version do you like better, the slow version or original?
Oh man, that's hard. I don't know. They're both good. I do like the original a lot. The original has like a very weird, like almost kind of like a vintage sound to it, and I think that's really cool, especially with like the main, like, I don't know what instrument it is, but it's like almost like a synth thing. I think that sounds cool. But this one's more acoustic, and I always have like an intrinsic value for like an acoustic sound, just because like I play acoustic guitar and I look out for that.
Yeah. I love acoustic. I love acoustic anything. Anytime an artist releases an acoustic version of something, I
pop out to that.
And also makes me happy because then I think like, oh wow, maybe I could play it. Like if I could play it like by myself and like try to reproduce that sound, that like it's a very exciting prospect. And I also wanted to share this really cool EP from a small, like really tiny emo band I found called Home Is Where. The EP is called I Became Birds, and it's like this folky emo thing. It's really cool. It's very acoustic. It has a harmonica with this really good tone to it. Like, I don't know. And their lyrics are like really poetic, and I don't know. I like this EP a lot, so I thought I'd share.
That sounds so interesting. Oh, now I want to check that out. That sounds cool.
Yeah,
I like poetic lyrics.
Yeah, no, they could be so cool. I'm gonna throw on my my four-leaf clother because we're gonna talk about Irish bands. So when I thought about looking up Irish bands, the first band that came to mind was the Cranberries, who did Zombie, which is like a very well-known pop song. Not pop, rock. It's more rock, and it's like definitely not a St. Patrick's Day vibe, but it's still really good. And you could definitely hear like oh man, I should know the name of the lead singer, but I don't. Her voice is like, you could hear it in her voice, and it definitely gives like a very interesting quality to the song, and like just the way she just delivers it. There was also a really cool song by them called Linger, which is really good. That's all I know from them. I need to learn more about them and like listen to more of their music. Are you guys familiar with Zombie?
I think I've heard it before.
I think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I've
definitely
definitely heard of the Cranberries before.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know who the Cranberries are, but
yeah. Also, I found out that U2 is Irish.
What?
Which was crazy to me. I didn't know that. U2?
Like, what? No way.
Yeah.
I don't know how I knew that, but that was like weird information that's like stored in the back of my brain somewhere where you wrote that like down in like the script, and I was like, oh, I knew that, but then I was like, wait, it is kind of weird. Like,
yeah.
You think that they're.
I love how Leslie's like, yeah, I know.
Come on, guys, get with it. They're Irish.
And I feel bad because I know that U2 is like this really like good band, and like they're very well respected and very well known. But whenever I hear U2, I always think of that album that was just put on all the iPhones at one point, and now everybody wants them off. Like,
yeah, they just put it on everybody's phone, and everybody.
And I never gave it a chance. Like, I never listened to it. For all I know, it's a good album, but
I was just annoyed. I was like, why is this always here?
Like, I don't want this here.
I thought there was something wrong with my phone. I thought it was like broken or something, or my iPod, whatever I was using at that old time in the 2010s. But
yeah,
I literally thought it was broken.
Like, how do you get your album on everybody's phone? How do you make money from that? I don't get it.
Yeah, like I don't know. They must have made some sort of deal with Apple to just have them preloaded on everyone's phone. But yeah,
maybe a lot of money.
I remember Apple had to release like tutorials on how to remove it.
Oh my god.
Must have been a bit of an ego blow to U2.
Poor U2.
Yeah, no, those.
They did bring it on themselves a little bit, but
yeah.
No, poor U2. That's kind of sad.
Yeah. There's also this band that comes up if you look up Irish music a lot, and I you could definitely tell why when you listen to them, because they're very Irish, you know. Like I feel like this is what you hear when you think Irish music. They're called the Dubliners, which they seem pretty essential to like Irish folk music. And like it seems like a lot of these renditions are pretty cool. There's also a band called Thin Lizzy, which is an older Irish rock band. They wrote the song called The Boys Are Back in Town, which I feel like has been featured in every single movie ever.
Wait, they wrote that song?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and they're an Irish band. Yeah, no, you guys recognize that from like the movies, like all the time.
Yeah.
Whenever like somebody comes back in town, like.
That's like an iconic song. I had no idea.
Yeah, no, it's crazy how it definitely comes up in like areas that you don't know.
It's so funny. They just snuck their way in there. Well, anyways, thank you, Jake, for all that, Irish music info, because I feel like I should probably listen to the music of my people a little more often than I do. Which is maybe like once a year on Christmas, where we listen to Irish Christmas songs in my family, but that's pretty weird. But anyways, this has been Weekend Wake Up. Thank you everyone for joining us today, and you've been listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. And again, my name is Leslie Gallagher, and I'm joined by
Caitlin Aristizabal.
This has been Weekend Wake Up. We hope you have a happy St. Patrick's Day and a good week. See you next week.